Welcome back to this series on resilience at work, resilience for your life. We're going to stay here with part 2 of optimism, and this one's called genome expression, genes. We were very much clued into this in our work with Harvard Medical School Mind-Body Institute. And it's very different these days if you haven't stayed up to date on scientific knowledge, what they're learning about our universe, our bodies, our environments. It's not what they taught me as a kid, probably not what they taught you, because we keep on coming up with new factors, new insights into how this whole thing called life works. So it used to be thought, back when they discovered DNA, that DNA ruled who we are, determined who and how we are. And then the next generation of thought, they thought, okay, we're about half determined by DNA and about half by what we learn, often young in life, but what we learn in the environment. Half and half determines who and how we are. Well, now, good news, even that has gone away. And what they know is that this thing called genome expression, how our genes express, are very much based on what we take in. Messages from ourselves, messages from the environments we choose to put ourselves into. And the genomes will express back and have us think and feel and act in ways that correspond to the signals coming in. So picture this. There are 100,000 specialized proteins in your body. And what they know now is that these proteins wrap around strands of DNA. The proteins have a little thing, an antenna. You can picture an antenna and signals coming in. Our thoughts are signals. Our feelings are signals. External stimuli, things going on around us, are signals. And when the proteins receive those signals, and basically they're negative and positive, they tell the DNA to express in response, either negatively or positively. So as long as we're aware of that we have a lot more control over what signals we're sending. Remember the perspectives wheel? We can choose the perspective we're in. That's one way of saying, I don't want to have a negative perspective. Now you know that that's sending negative signals to those specialized proteins, and things will turn out more negatively. It's just the way it is. Now we know scientifically that that's the way it is. So in order to send signals of positivity to those little antennas, and the proteins say to the genes, I'm going to express positively, which will yield you more positive outcomes. One of the experiments they did was with acts of service or acts of kindness. Wired people up. What they discovered was that the person doing an act of service or kindness, through those genes and expression, they resonated. Their cells actually vibrated with a higher frequency, which had them feeling happier. Cause and effect. Physiological, cool stuff. Then what they had was the person who received the act of kindness or service were also wired up. And those people got just about the same signals, expression of positivity as the person doing the act of service or kindness. Maybe the best of all, they wired up observers, people not even deeply involved in the interaction, people observing it had about the same quality of positive feeling simply by watching, perhaps listening, to an act of service, an act of kindness. So knowing this, there's more self-determination. No longer the victims in life saying, they did it to me. We have a choice about what we do with the things that other people do. We have a choice about what to do from those thoughts that we have that don't serve us well. Don't believe everything you think is a wonderful reminder that you have a choice about which way to direct your thoughts, your feelings. You also have choice about what environment you put yourself into. The more positive environment, the better you're going to feel. The more negative you're going to feel. Which do you choose? So genome expression for optimism and greater resilience.